Okay. Okay. I won't be live long. Not sitting on the floor, I won't. Not sitting on the floor. I shan't be live long sitting on the floor. Okay. So I think I'm live everywhere. Happy what's today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday out there. Happy Wednesday to the TikTok fam. Happy Wednesday to the Book of Many Faces and Facebook, as well as TikTok, as well as the tube of you. What's up? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? Hey. Happy Wednesday. Happy almost full moon eclipse. Look. Hi, YouTube. Hey. Hi. Hope everybody's doing well. I hadn't been live in a hot minute, and I figured I take a little break from admin because I was getting a little sleepy and I'm trying not to go to sleep right now. So took a little break from admin, figured I'd go live for a little bit, do a little mini retwist while I'm going live, play a little catch up on what's been going on, what's coming, what's going on, all that good stuff. So how's everybody doing? I got a few folks in both locations. So how about drop a little like, hey, where are you from in the chat if you're new here? Then it's for while y'all are doing that. Hi, if you're new, I'm Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. I'm an Ifa priestess and spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. And it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. And so much has gone on over the last couple of weeks. I am just honestly really floored about how beautiful certain things have turned out. So I think I want to start with the one that came first. So the beginning of the month, right with the solar eclipse, I hosted or kicked off our Melanated Goddess Collective, which is a 6 month journey program that I decided to host for Black women in films to help us come to more in union with our divine selves. And I'm really just geeked about how that first session kicked off. And what's cool is that I felt like it was such a powerful first session. Then I decided to go ahead and open up the enrollment in the program again, just to allow, it's only been one session. So anybody that joins now won't really be too far behind. So I decided to open the doors again. But what was really dope was the conversation that we had, because initially the conversation was about their journal prompts. And so they had 3 journal prompts. Hi, Darcel. They had 3 journal prompts. And one of them was about what it meant to be a woman. And and I was really excited that no one mentioned their vessel and talking about their womanhood. And I thought that was really dope. And everybody's expression, manifestation, explanation of womanhood was so vastly different. And I thought it was just really cool how everyone really just was completely okay with their differences. Is like there was no box. Like the box was thrown out. There was no box. It wasn't, no one talked about roles. No one talked about responsibilities. No one talked about any of those things. They just simply what it meant for them. And so it was just a really beautiful experience. And with so many different walks of life, some kids, some not with kids, some older, some younger. So the age range of the women that decided to join and be a part of the program is also just a vast array. So there isn't just all this generation, all that generation. There's an array of ages, there's an array of shades, there's an array of mindsets. And I was like, yo, that's what's up. That's that's what's up. That was really cool. So I was really excited about that. And so we meet again on Saturday. We meet again for the full moon. And I think I planned it either before or after the eclipse. I didn't want us going or kicking off during the eclipse because, crazy energy. And yeah, plus I like to pull a card when we meet. And eclipse energy has been real interesting the last couple of weeks. That's what we'll just say. Eclipse season has been quite interesting. So that was the beginning of the month. I had a healing event for Black men, and so it was specifically for Black men. And what I appreciate, because one of the things I like to do with any topic, especially there's a topic around words, labels, boxes, is to go and say, what does this word mean? What is the actual definition of the word? Because sometimes we attach all these things to these words and forget there's an actual definition. There's some place you can go and see, what does this word mean? So the homework that I gave the Black men that were part of that event was, before coming to the event, they had to journal. What does it mean to be a man? What is masculine and what is feminine? So when I looked up what it meant to be a man, it's like, basically someone that's male. Okay, cool. What's it mean to be male? And I'm like, I look it up. And here's the beautiful thing. And I hope that if there's any brothers that did not come to my healing circle that need, like, are tired. If they're tired, thank you. If there are any Black men that come to my next one who are just tired, they're like, I just want to be me. That's who you're supposed to be. That's the answer. Because if you go look in the dictionary, y'all keep wanting to attach all these adjectives and things to it. And if you go look up the definition of man and it means male, what it means to be male is that you create little swimmy things that come out your body. Say this in a way where I don't get like flagged. You create little swimmy things that come out your body. That's what's in the dictionary. So when you think about that, all this other stuff not mentioned, muscle mass, height, skill set, roles, none of these things are mentioned when you look up, when you go and learn and understand what the word actually means. None of the things that you think it means are there. None of them. None of them are there. So the only thing that it means to be a man is simply that you create the little swimmy things that come out the body that can go and contribute to the little circle things in the woman's body. Why y'all keep adding all that extra? Why y'all keep boxing yourself in and saying, well, if you're not this, you're not a man? No, the only thing that qualifies you from a dictionary perspective is that. And it's even worded in such a way that is usually. So meaning even then it leaves it open, because you could easily then be in a position where you don't make those swimming things, but you typically would. So that was beautiful, because the guest that I had, the moment I said that, I said, now that you get this information, what it means to be a man, and the only thing that it means is that you can make the little swimmy things. You make the little swimmy things, that's what it means to be a man. So when I told him that, I said, what does that do for you? He said, honestly, it's freeing. And I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be. Abo Ato Rob, hi. Like, it's supposed to be freeing. It's supposed to free you from the constructs that society, the boxes, the check marks. I got to check this thing off or else I'm not a man. I got to check this thing off or else I'm not a man. I'm going to check this thing off or else I'm not a man. So like, instead of checking boxes from society, now you've expanded, because none of those boxes actually are synonymous. None of them. There isn't a single, there's like not one actual adjective that goes in the definition of that word. So if you remove all of your adjectives and you remove all of these actions that you're supposed to take, what do? How do you even know what it means to be a man? It means to be like, if you identify as a man, that means to be you. That's it. That's all it means. If you identify as a man, whether you identify because that's what you were told when you were born, or you simply identify as one. If you identify as a man, there, that's it. Fantastic question. I'd love to answer that, because masculine is an energy. Masculine is an energy. It is not assigned to a gender. Masculine and feminine are energies. They are not assigned to gender. They're not assigned to clothing. They're not assigned to, they're an energy and how this energy manifests. So we're going to start with the first energy, because that helps to understand the other energy. So the energy that is present, the beginning energy, Alafia, the beginning energy, the first energy, the initial energy, the impulse, like the energy of everything begins in the feminine. So what is feminine energy? It is the realm of the intangible. It's the idea. It's the inspiration. It's spirit. It's your emotions. It is how you, your ashe is feminine energy. Your power, your presence, because some presence is intangible. Your presence, that is the realm of the feminine. It is nurturing. It is dark. It is chaotic. It is limitless possibilities. So if you want to do like, the feminine is where ideas are born. The feminine is where ideas are born. The feminine is where concepts begin to meld. And when they start to take form, where there's an action. Hold on. Sorry, phone rang. Agbo Ato, the ideas start to take form. So then these ideas start to take form. Feminine energy is formless. So when it begins to take form, now you're going into the realm of the masculine. So masculine simply means that it has form, that it's action. Feminine energy is the potential. It's everything possible. Whereas masculine is the kinetic. It takes that what's going to be possible and moves it into the realm of the physical. It is structure. It's organized. It's organized. If you think about this, when you are engaging with people who have a strong masculine versus someone who has a strong feminine, the person with the strong feminine energy, if they're something's going to go about, let's say there's a vacation, they can think of every possible eventuality. Every possible eventuality. Why? Because feminine energy is without form. That means it's without time and it's without space. So someone who is very much tapped into the feminine will be able to perceive all the possible timelines, all the possibilities, because the feminine energy is the realm of everything. It is the realm of all possibilities. So people who have a strong connection of feminine energy, this is why using something that makes more sense to y'all, your mom's planning for, well, we got this and this, we need this because this could happen. We need that because that could happen. We need this because that could happen. We need this because that could happen. Whereas someone with the masculine is like in the now, because the masculine is the realm of time. The masculine is the realm of physical space. So in the masculine, you're able to bring structure and order and present, being able to be in the now, in the present, being able to be grounded in the moment. Like, I know that I don't discount those things could happen, but right now, what we're focused on right now is simply getting the stuff in the car. Like, can we just get the stuff in the? Can we get the stuff in the car? Let's get the stuff in the car, because it's form, it's order, it's form and it's order and it's structure. Whereas feminine is chaos, it's mobile, it's constantly in flux. The example that I typically like to give is the reason why we have to have that balance within ourselves is because we can't manifest. We can't manifest because the thing you want to manifest is living in the feminine, in the realm, in the ether, in your spiritual bank account. So it's living in the feminine because an idea, it's a impulse, it's a desire until it's tangible, until you're experiencing it in your reality, it's still in the realm of the feminine, it's the realm of spirit. Feminine energy is the realm of spirit. Once you're trying to bring it out, now you're bringing it masculine energy so you can see it, you can experience it. And you have to either utter something saying, hey, I'd like to have this thing, speak it into existence. You may have to do a thing like I want some french fries. I got to go and get some potatoes or go and get some fries. You have to do something to bring it out of here into here. Manifestation means you have to have an idea because what you manifest, and if you don't know what it is, got to have the idea, feminine energy. You also have to be receptive to the possibility of the idea coming to manifest, otherwise you won't attract it. Because the ability to attract, pull in feminine energy, think like a black hole, pulling and sucking things in, folding into itself, feminine energy. You have to be able to attract that which you desire. You have to be able to attract it, be opening to receiving that which you desire in order for you to even be willing to take the impulse to make it manifest. And that impulse does not always mean you have to build something, do something, fight something. That's not what masculine energy is. Masculine energy is also knowing the right task for the right role. So sometimes the masculine energy manifestation, breath, air, is thank you for allowing me to receive ... We'll say money. I need the money to pay my rent, yada, yada, yada. Then switching back to the feminine, being receptive to how that's going to manifest. And then being open to receive, because it doesn't necessarily mean you got to go work overtime. You might get the impulse, you might get the download, you might receive the intuitive nudge to go check your mailbox. So the intuitive nudge is you're receptive, you're in your feminine energy, masculine energy says go check your mail. So then that's an action. You're doing something that is potential energy, moving. You're in motion. You go to the mailbox, open the mailbox. Hey, there was this class action lawsuit from this company that you don't really recognize, and your name was included on the list. You don't know how it got on the list, but here's a random check for $500. You ain't gonna clock in. You ain't do anything but follow the impulse to go check your mail. And because you follow the impulse to go check your mail, you got a random check. Huzzah. But you had to be open to receive it. You had to be open to the possibility, every possible way. Feminine energy is open to every possible way that which you desire to potentially manifest. As long as it's positive. Like I don't want it to manifest the hard way though. Like I'm clear, I'm confident in my communication. Like, hey, yeah, I'm cool with manifesting it with ease. I'm cool with manifesting with aligned to ease. Aligned it to ease. I don't need the trauma. I'm not winning just because I got wounds. No, I'm just gonna win. Period. Period. That's the end of that sentence. I won because I was no. I've done that already. I'm winning because I'm winning. That's it. Period. That's the end of the sentence. I'm winning because I'm a winner. Period. No extra. Nothing else needed. I'm winning because I am a winner. No trauma. No, I don't need any of that. I'm calling in ease. To show me what ease looks like. I'm down for miracles. I am absolutely down to experience miracles. Sometimes we act like our creator is no longer in the miracle business, but we're not open to receive a miracle. If it's not hard, I shouldn't have it. Why? What's wrong? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? I've been seeing this lately that we're not healing so that we can continue to endure more trauma. Healing work is so that you know how to embrace being happy. Doing the work, doing the inner work, healing, moving beyond wounds and pain and trauma is not so that you can endure more. It's like, hey, I've got rid of this pain. Let's go ahead and add some more to the list. That sounds crazy. It's so that you can add more happiness, so that you can release that and make space for more happiness, make space for more joy. Um, uh, Indeed. My most intent. Oh God, like that's a loaded question. I got a list. I got a list, like an actual factual list. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know how. Like that's such a hard question. My most intense. Um, I'm gonna tell you why that's a hard question. Y'all know how they say cats are in both realms? They're like here and they're not. They're both in the realm of the physical and the spirit. I'm like a cat. So I'm like a cat. I'm always in both places. So that's why it's so hard because I'm always kind of in both places. Always. Um I would say I will tell you some of the most intense things that have happened. Um I used to and I'll be hosting it again, so somebody ask. But I was doing soulful, sacred soulful Saturdays. And so my Saturday morning kind of prayer, morning spiritual time, it's kind of really like chill. It's really chill. And I had been getting this nudge from spirit that I needed to be more open to share my quote unquote ministry, if you will, and my relationship to the Orishas. And so I decided to take my morning ritual, and just share it in that my sacred soulful Saturday service. And I would do Oriki and things like that. And so I would say one of the most intense things that's ever happened is I was doing Oriki and I knocked somebody's electricity out, like completely knocked out their power. Actually, I've had something like that happen a couple of times. I've either knocked somebody's power out or something to that effect. Um, so yeah, that's one. There was one session with my godchildren. We meet every other Sunday. And so during that time, we do our class, go over the lesson that we discussed, and then we do our Orisha time, where I do a Reiki and do divination for our Ile. And and then they clown me about it this past Sunday. This past Sunday, so one of them actually clowned me about this, but I said, had been in either ceremony or divination all day this past Sunday. And so when we got to class, I said, got to that portion of our class time, I said, you know what? Today, pick which Orishas or Reiki that you want me to sing for you. I'll let y'all choose. I'll choose like 4 or 5, and I'll sing their Oriki for you. So they picked, somebody picked Shango, and one of my goddaughters was like, oh, I mean, he's just going to sing his own Oriki. And they said that because a few Sundays prior, when I was doing the same thing, I just was in the mood to do the longer Oriki for several Orisha. And when I got to Shango, my voice changed. And everybody said they don't know who that dude was. They said Shango came through and sang his own Oriki. And I was like, oh, so y'all heard a dude too? Because I was trying to figure out who that man is. Like, who that man is singing? They no man in here. It's just me. It's just me. So that was like, yeah. And it's interesting, like, it's not like people see it on TV. So if I'm in oneness, it does not, like, words used typically in a situation like that, people that are used to are here like mounted, or I'm not a horse. So I don't use mounted because I'm not a horse, I'm not a pony. Possession, nobody owns my vessel but me. So those words don't actually resonate with me because they don't describe with me what's happening. it's oneness. It's just me and them, and we're hanging out together. I'm not, how I think Get Out has a good visual representation of what some people say, where they feel completely displaced and then they come back. I'm always present, always. I'm never gone, never, ever, ever gone. So I'm always completely 100%, well, at least halfway present. I can tell it's like half here, half in, half out. But that was wild when they said, I've had people tell me that my face changes. I've had people tell me that on live, that my face changes, that I'm shape shifting. And I'm like, I I don't always know it in a physical sense. So if you were to ask me, do I feel it in my face? No, I don't. Um, I will, in those moments, I will have an unconscious desire to pull my locks in my face. And if I pull back, or someone like my locks move or something, somebody will say like it's half my face and half not. Um, but it's always, actually, I would say the most powerful interaction I've ever had spiritually with any energy is honestly source, because I'm a medium and an oracle. So as an oracle, I can channel source. And so, in that regard, that's probably, if any energy, the single most powerful. It doesn't feel like an ancestor. It doesn't feel like an Orisha. It doesn't feel like an angel. It doesn't feel like anything else. It's a weight to it, not in a bad way, not like dense, but like I'm literally, like, if you just imagine what that energy would feel like, it would feel like a lot. Like, it's the best one. Like, it would feel like a lot. And so the first time I ever did it, it was just like, I guess you could say I was in a recliner, and it just felt like I was inside the recliner. That's the best way I can describe it. It was like I was not separate from the recliner. I was literally in the recliner. Um, the last time, like, I did like a soulful Saturday, and it was like I needed to like channel. Like, that's what kept coming through. It's like, you need to channel and share a collective message. So I was like, okay. And so I channeled source, and it's like no mediator, like it's me and source. And so if you could just imagine how much energy that is moving back and forth. And so when I was done, I was good. Like how y'all see me now, I was good. I was good. A few tears, but I'm always crying when I'm channeling, so that's normal. And so when I was done, I sat on my bed. I was in here, but I was on the bed. So I sat on the bed, and then I laid down because I couldn't hold my body up. It was like, okay, lay down. And then I realized I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my legs, yeah, I couldn't move. I moved my hand just enough to be able to grab my phone and call my homeboy. I was like, hey, what you doing? He's like, nothing. Why? I just, I just got off your Zoom. I'm like, okay. Can you come to my house? He's like, what's wrong? I can't move my body. I was like, I need somebody to come help me. I can't get up. I can't move my body. My body won't move. Somebody say help. He said, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I can't move. I can't move. I cannot move my body. Can't move my body. So physically, that's probably the most intense. The most emotionally intense would be my son. My firstborn son is an ancestor. And so the most emotionally intense one where was him coming through. And his is always like that emotionally. If it's him specifically, I might tear up with an ancestor, but it's a different type of cry if it's my son. So he's the most emotionally intense. Everyone else kind of like is on the same level. They just feel differently to me when they come through. So I hope that answered your question. Like I said, I was like, that's hard. Like, that's a really hard question. It's really, really, it was a good question. But man, that was a hard question. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot. Like, yeah. Like, it's like most of, like, yeah, it's a lot. I will say what's interesting is I realize I've been channeling for much longer than I realized. Now that I know what the feeling is, I realized I have been in, like, when I was still working my corporate job, I've been in doing some presentations and I was channeling then and didn't know it. Like I would just, I'd have my presentation in my PowerPoint, but if I was in a flow, oh yeah, I was channeling. I was definitely. Whichever corporate American ancestor, business, spiritual guide was helping me, I was channeling. I could tell now. I didn't know it then, but now that I know, I know. Now that I know, I know. So, so yeah, the I'm really excited because um 2024 is going to be cool. I'm going to do more. I'm going to do much more healing circles. I'm going to do more distance Reiki sessions too. If I have to say, one of the things that has really, in terms of my spiritual gifts and services, that I've been excited to see how it's manifested, it's distance Reiki and meditation. Because I don't feel like I have ASMR voice. So I didn't feel like guided meditation was something that I could do because you always hear the and that's just not me. No, it's not me. I don't have a boomy voice, but I still don't have ASMR voice. And so I didn't know what that would look like for me. But I knew that in some rituals, ceremonies, events, and things like that, I knew I wanted folks to be in meditation. So I finally just decided to figure out what that would look like for myself. How would it look if I did meditation? And for me, what I realized is I'm going to plop you someplace. Um, I think what I've learned is that my clairvoyance, I'm able to mm, temporarily gift it to someone. So when I do a guided meditation, you don't necessarily have to be someone that's good at visualization. That's okay. I'm going to give it to you. And it's interesting because visualization is an area of challenge for me, it's an area of opportunity. I vision well sleeping. Those are my most profound visions. And um, I always end up like, like it looks like the way this live looks, that's how my dreams look. I dream in 4K. It always looks that way. It's never grainy or anything. The dreams are always vivid. Um, but if you were to say, like, it's interesting because I have lots of clairvoyant God student, godchildren, and it's interesting because they will see whoever's hanging out with me. And I'm always like, what they wearing? What they look like? I can feel there's always a lot of folks around me. And because I'm so used to it, it doesn't feel abnormal. I'm not walking around my house like, oh my God, it's not like, because it's so normal to me. It just, my house feels like my house. It feels regular. If it ever feels irregular, I know something's wrong. If I ever feel like a little, I know something's wrong and I need to cleanse or something. Something's not right. Otherwise, it just feels regular to me. So I don't feel no different. But people will come to my house and be like, there's a lot of folks in here. It's always a lot of folks in here. It doesn't feel abnormal to me. But if you see somebody, it'd be cool for you to tell me what they was wearing. Like, let me know. But in a meditation, if I'm leading you in a guided meditation, I will tell you to go someplace and I'll be really specific because I'm just listening to where you're at. And I'll tell you where you're going. And everyone has said the same thing. They're like, even ones who don't visualize have all said the same thing. I can see it like I'm there. Like it felt so real, like I was there. Oh, you were, you left. I just sent you away. Go there. Do whatever you're supposed to be doing there. And I'll let the story play out. Like if I say go to this location, they will go to that location, but I won't carry the story forward. Um, mm. Ooh, that's a good question. Hi, Crystal. And so from an African spirituality sense, technically, no. I'm African American. So there are always, and I only know that now from learning, there's always bits of hoodoo that's going to slip into something I do because that. Um, but in terms of any other like actual formal practices, not really. Nope. I like this. I study astrology, um, numerology, like stuff like that. So esoteric top knowledge. I love reading tarot. I love doing tarot cards because they're so pretty. I have a problem. Let's have a serious. Someone was like asking me like, "How many decks of cards do you have?" Huh? Mm. Mm. Ooh, that's a good question. What led me to E5? The same way most African Americans or anybody else in the diaspora does. Something popped up. Um, the way that it happened. Um, I was in the midst of an awakening, but at that particular moment, I did not know it. But something was going on, and different things were happening. But the thing that kind of started triggering stuff was someone posted that she was making moon water. Don't worry, this is going somewhere. She posted she was making moon water, and I was like, and for those that don't know, I'm an Aquarius, and which is a sign of I know, and if it's something I don't know, I need to know about it. So she's making moon water, and I'm like, hey yo, what's that? So she adds me to a group on Facebook for melanated Black spiritualists. So of course, you're in a Facebook group, somebody's going to say something. And what I love is the way my journey unfolded because it wasn't the first thing that I found. I found self first. So things like, what is, they would do like random posts like, hey, everybody share your sun, moon, and rising. So I found one of those. I'm like, what? So then I go into astrology. And then someone's like, hey, what's your life path number? Then I get into numerology. So again, I was on this journey of self. It wasn't until that journey was going good that then I saw an Orisha post. It was like those posts stayed quote unquote hidden until I was on the self me journey. So when the Orisha post started to come up, I did read a few posts here and there, did some research, and again, what I love is how it unfolded because there was a strong call in the content watch to go. So it wasn't that I didn't hear anything about other Orishas, but the push was ancestors Ori. So that's that's what I did. And what I think was the like, okay, because was Ori honestly. Um, Ancestor veneration didn't feel weird to me. It felt like that's what you're supposed to do is honor your ancestors. Um, and it was healing for me, especially with me at the time. All of my grandparents had transitioned and my firstborn son. So in early on, my ancestor veneration practice was very much healing the grief that I was holding for those that had passed on that I knew in life. But or the concept of your Ori, and really when you get to the simplest explanation is that it is the you that knows you are God. That's what your Ori remembers. Your Ori remembers. And so the fact that it is you and the fact that you have to honor your Ori every morning, meaning you're honoring yourself every morning. There's a spiritual practice where one of the central themes of this practice is honor your Ori, honor yourself, trust in your Ori, trust in yourself. That was so loud, clear, direct, and it was just like, ooh, okay, okay. So I started that. So honoring ancestors, honoring my Ori. I found a content creator who shared an Ori prayer in English. So every morning, I would say whatever prayer I had, that Ori prayer, and talk to my ancestors. And for the longest, that was my routine. And I just remember then the Orisha was like, okay, cool. So I think at least Crystal's the one person has heard this part of the story where I had a dream, and like I just said, I'm clairvoyant. My dreams have always, since I was a little kid, been mad clear, and at least 7 Orishas showed up in my dream. Like it was a saloon, because I could still see it. It was a saloon. So if you think about like you're watching a country western movie and they're in a saloon, that's what it looked like. It was a saloon. And walked in, there's an ice sculpture when you first walk in, like you walk in and you turn this way, there's an ice sculpture. And Oshun and Yemoja are by the ice sculpture. I can't remember who was behind the bar. It might have been Ogun behind the bar. But I'm like walking by all the Orishas. And I'm just like, okay. So then I studied and I learned and things like that. And I'm just like every other person in the diaspora who first learns about the Orishas. Yes, I had a 7 African powers altar with Orishas on it. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I also am not ashamed to say I grew up as an Israelite. So yes, I did do that moment of, oh my God, what am I doing? I had that moment because everybody does. Anyone who says they doesn't is lying. Everyone has that one moment before they really settle in, questioning what they did. But the things that, for me, my spiritual walk, my connection with source, my connection with the creator and everything else is both spiritual and practical, and logic always has a room in it. So the idea that there's only but one way to do anything as it relates to spirit is illogical to me. So the thing that I loved about E5 is it is anti-dogma. And for my folks that are doing the Hand of E5 class, it's one of in our first lesson, that was what we talked about, the difference between dogma and tradition. And tradition is typically passed down orally, meaning because it's oral, it's never 100% the way it was when it originally began. Why? Because it's oral. Everybody's played the telephone game. It's going to lose something little by little, or something's going to be modified. But either way, it is still recognized across that collective because the essence of it is still there, even if they're doing it all in various different ways. There's variations of the essence. The idea that you have to be standing in the middle of the woods with an Obama phone in order to speak to the Most High, and that's the only way. And if you don't have this particular phone number, standing in the woods on one foot, that's the only way that God's going to hear you. I'm like, God ain't got no better phone service than that. No better phone service? No, oh, that sounds crazy. That sounds irrational. And so that was one of the things that I loved. And my thing is, spirit's going to get to you if that's what's meant to happen. If it's meant to happen, it will. So in terms of Orishas, the ones I felt a kinship with Ogun. And people probably think it's really odd, but for me, it's, you take the general, I'll say the stereotypes, the constructs that you apply to some Orishas. So like, God of War, Iron, things like that. First off, I have an Aries moon. So that was an internal kinship. The moon is your inner self. Moon, Aries, God of War is associated with Ogun. There was an emotional connection to Ogun. They sometimes say Ogun can be socially awkward. I don't do well with the people. Sometimes Ogun is also severely intelligent and with technology. I have a natural gift for technology. That connection was really intimate, really intimate for me. But Yemoja, oh, that was just like, this is loud and really direct. Like I could that her, she was loud and direct, like as me. And that's the other beautiful part. None of them felt like outside of me, even though I can see them outside of me when I look in nature. None of them felt outside of me, except probably Oshun and Shango at first. Oshun, because you get stereotypes of Oshun and this like classically beautiful, like overwhelmingly beautiful. And because I was not in a space that I was in that moment feeling beautiful, I could not feel that for her being there like that. I now know that she's always been there, but at that time, early on, Alafia, hi, my child. I did not feel that. Shango, when my godmother told me, when my ELO day says, you are a child of Shango, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Who are you talking to? Because it couldn't possibly be me. However, learning more and more about Shango, especially that reluctant leader, I'm like, that is loud and aggressive, and I don't know why anybody told you my business. Like, it's interesting because Shango and Yemoja actually manifest very much how they are in my birth chart. I am a Cancer rising. This is your dressing, your outer self, and how when people first meet you, hi, how are you? They meet Yemoja immediately. Immediately. As they get to know me more, then I'm an Aquarius sun. Shango starts to show up. And so that fire, that passion, that fun, that like unconscious leader, like sometimes I'm not actively like, oh, I'm leading. Yay, 333. I'm not like, oh, I'm leading. It's just something that happens. I was the kid where if you had a group project, inevitably I take over. And it wouldn't be something that would happen because I'd say I'm taking over. It would just be something that happened. Even like in my corporate job, I was in a leadership program, and it wasn't a conscious, I'm going to be in charge. It wasn't like I'm gonna be in charge of this and blah, blah, blah. That's not what happened. But I had the best idea for our business case. And that's the one we went with. And because it was mine, it made the most sense for me to kind of like spearhead it. But one of the things we had an executive member of leadership that was our sponsor. And one of the pieces of feedback she gave about me was that I was a natural leader. Like, I don't try, it just happens. And I have a gift for galvanizing people and creating followership. That's Shango all day. Not even trying. It's just Shango. That just is. So knowing that oneness, that you smell good, is there, knowing that was there. And Yemoja showed up a lot in my physical reality. Shango, I dreamt of a lot. And so when Shango, in dreams, Shango is massive for me. Thank you. Like, Shango was massive in my dream realm. Oh, he's like ginormous, gargantuan, and always so gentle though, which is how he manifests through me. Always just crazy nice to me. The last time I had like when he was giant, when I was dreaming of him as a giant, he was in a village sitting on a throne, real big throne. Like, he's giant, so the throne's giant. And I realized I had been there before. So I come to see him like, hey, and I said, you have a book for me. He's like, I do? And I'm like, yeah, it's in there. And I just wanted to know if it was okay if I went to go get it. And he's like, sure. Stands up, and I'm just like, he's like, come on. And follows, takes me to this enclave where there's a door where the book is that I need, but always just like that. And so even when I run into one of his avatars on Earth, they're always, generally speaking, like that with me, like that. Oh, you're welcome. Like, they're always like that. They just, Yemoja, it's interesting because Yemoja came through really strong one day, and it was like, I need to take her something. And the first time I saw someone that was her avatar, it was so such a nailed on. It's like, I'm gonna take her some melon and I'm gonna take it to the river. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm just trusting my instinct because this is pre-initiation. So I'm like, at this point, just going straight off trusting my intuition and listening to my Ori. So I got the melon. I'm heading to the river, and Blue Mustang is in front of me. A lot of people don't realize things are also associated with bodies of water. And so that's also an animal that's sometimes associated with her. So I'm behind a blue Mustang. And I'm like, this is really on the nose. But then I look at the tag on their car. And the tag on their car has 2179. My birthday is February 1979. So then I'm like, all right. And I ended up following them almost all the way there. They ended up turning off just beforehand, but like we're going in the same direction. Okay. Alrighty then. So I get there and I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna park. So I like park somewhere and boom, here is this river. The river. It's like a park. And when I sit in the car, I look and there's this woman dressed in a long blue dress doing her maternity photos by the river. Just beautiful, pregnant black woman by the water, dressed in blue, taking it. I'm like, all right, now, as because I'm like sitting here and it's like this public park area. I'm like, what am I going to do with this melon? Like, it's a big giant melon. What I'm going to do with it? And I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. So I waited a moment. I didn't take the melon out right away. I waited a moment. And when they were done, I walked over and I congratulated her on her pregnancy and asked, and I said, can I ask you? I was like, this is going to be so crazy to you, but I need to ask you a question. She's like, sure. And I said, do you like watermelon? If I was anyone else, it probably would not have gone over well. But I was like, do you like watermelon? And she's like, I love watermelon. I said, I think I have something for you. So I go to my car and get it. She's like, oh my God. And I'm like, here, this is, I think, supposed to go to you. And I gave her the watermelon. And in fact, anytime she's ever, and it doesn't matter, like I've seen her manifesting as a white lady, but blue and pregnant, always, or really voluptuous. Even if they're not pregnant, they're always super, super, super voluptuous. I just want to know, like, yeah. So I think the first time Shango manifested as an avatar, he didn't have dreads. He's always got dreads in my dreams normally, and his avatars almost always have dreads for me. But this particular gentleman, older guy, skinny, really, but something about him was just so bright. And I'm walking at the park, and I'm just walking at the park. And this guy's running, jogging, older man, wild white hair, white t-shirt, red shorts, and he stopped me. He said, my God, you are absolutely beautiful. And the way that I cheesed at this skinny old man, I said, oh God, it's Shango. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't like, and I told him, I said, because I saw him twice. Because he looped, and so he looped me twice. And right, straight cheesing. I don't do well with compliments. Like I'm still in a place where I'm still embracing my beauty. And so when people compliment me, I'm always straight cheesing. Yo, like catch me, like slip it, and I'm always cheesing. But I told him, I was like, you remind me of someone. He's like, I've gotten that before, but who? I said, you remind me of Shango. And all he did was smile. And I'm like, okay, sir. Okay. Why? You fine though. Why? You should accept him because you real fine. You real fine. There you go. Go ahead and cheese a little bit because I can feel it. Like, I'm like, I had a friend that I felt like was Ogun. Like every time he was around, I'm like straight Ogun vibes. Okay. So let me say this in a way that I am very new as a godmother. Like I've only had god kids for the last few months, and this is my feeling about this, especially with Ifa, especially with more traditional Ifa and Isheshe. And I'm trying to do this without Alafia. Now my day is made. I'm having the best day ever now. Thanks. But um Uh, yes, I am. Um, this is what I tell them because a lot of them were doing things prior to me, and so there were um, some things that were I think were residual, like leftovers, um, from what they were doing prior to me, if that makes sense. Um, but what I've told them is this: when you are walking in your Iwa Pele, if I got you, like I can get an Odu all day that says something about some hater or somebody, but you know what I never do? Feel it. And that's not trying to be funny. That's not my ego or anything. I know my relationship, not just with like, and I feel this way about my entire spiritual core. There are aspects of my spiritual core whose name I don't know, but I know that they're there. I know that they're there. Like, I got a gang of fairies on the team. Like, I know that they're there. Like Archangel and Michael and Gabriel, I know that they're there. Like, I know that they're there. I know that they are present and accounted for. I know the Orisha are there. I know the Iyami are there. So when someone asks me, like, you don't feel like you need to, like, no, I'm not doing a return to sender because Ifa got it. Like, like Ifa got it. I don't feel that way. Do I do my due diligence? Of course I do. I do a protection Oriki every day. I do a protection Oriki every day. But understand, this is for victory. This is like, oh my God, no. I'm victorious, point blank, period. This is my house and I am the sovereign. And no, I got them. Because sometimes it's a matter of, apparently, allegedly, it feels differently when I do Oriki. Like, it like apparently my Oriki feel different from some, sometimes. And so sometimes they just, hi, Vicky. Like, they just need my Oriki. It's not that they can't do it, they need mine. They need my Oriki. So sometimes that's it. Like, one of my goddaughters, she's like, can you just, I didn't have to be there in person. Like, you said gut tickle. Like, it just apparently feels different. So sometimes that's it. But I tell them, like, if I got you. And that's what you have to know, like, not believe. A belief and a knowing is different. You have to know if I got you. You have to know that your spiritual court has your back. Yeah, I do. Like, I go cleanse periodically. I have to do my Ori. Like, I have a schedule. Like, I regularly cleanse my Ori and I regularly cleanse my body. And I do the same thing with my kids. And I've teach my kids how to say affirmations. And all they do is sit with me one day and say, I am protected. That's it. Boom. Like, they're protected. They're protected. And that's the one area of visualization I don't have a hard time visualizing. Yes, it's trusting yourself. Trusting that I'm the most powerful witch in the world. Yes, absolutely. Like, respectfully. Like, I know they got me, but I also know that I got me. And I think that's even more powerful. I know I got me. And I know, like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm just not. I'm not. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't deal with the drama or the headaches or it. Like, I don't. Like, if it feel off, I'm good. I'm good on that. I trust my instincts. Like, I'm good. I pay attention to people. I am mindful of who I like interact. Like, yeah, I don't have time for that. Like, none. And if you could see inside my head, if I was to let somebody visualize what it looks like when I visualize protection around my house, and I will say, if one of my goddaughters is still in here, she'll attest. There's at least one ancestor that don't leave from behind my back. He is always there. If no one else is there, he is always right there, right there, always, always. Like, he does not. And I'm like, and especially now that I know, Right. Like, and I'm like, I don't feel like it's not overwhelming for anything. But every person who's been allowed to see sees him. So I'm not. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. They good. They good. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, they always gonna be good. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, I gotta say this out loud. Somebody smells good. I don't know if it's an ancestor or who, but somebody smells so good. Or if it's one of y'all. I don't know if I'm smelling one of y'all, but whoever is wearing cologne right now, or you got like a nice like lotion or something, you smell so good because it's a manly smell. So this is somebody smells good. I don't know what it is, but somebody smells really good. Ashay. Yeah, I think it's, and I've heard that, and I think it's just I'm also really particular about even like I'm full time. Like I've been laid off from corporate America for a year. This is what I do full time. Like this is my um, full time, full time. See, now I want to know what kind of cologne it is, but it's like somebody smells good, like smells really amazing, and it's not a like lingering. It's like they just walk past me, and I just catch a breath. But um, I'm really particular, especially with this being full time. I'm particular about the energy that I interact with. Um, um, Cedar, maybe, yeah. I gotta go smell some patchouli. I don't think it's firewood, but it's like I don't know. It just smells good. I'm like, yo, who is that? Who is that? Who? Who? Papa, who this man is? Tell him to speak to me. Say hi. It smells good. It smells real good. Um, but I'm really particular about the energies that I kind of engage with, even though like when in terms of my godchildren, like you can want to be on the path, but it's still um the um I still do divination on it to even see if me and this person like there's like we would be a good fit. I have to feel it, and I also you got to be ready to do some work. Um, mm. Oh, so it might be you. It might be you. I'm gonna like that's good. Lotion is good. It's good. Um, and yeah, like they like the group is so beautiful. Like, and I'm not just like this is not a bragging thing. Like, um, patchouli. Okay, okay. I'm making a mental note of the patchouli. Making a mental note of the patchouli. Um, my god kids. Like, first off, having god kids right now, not on my radar. But the ones that I have, like Sunday was one of those sessions I really wish outsiders could have been a part of because it was the vibe was so magnificent. Like so magnificent. Like it's like so magnificent. And they hold each other accountable. Like they hold each other accountable and they do it in a way that is so beautiful and so loving. And as strong as a medium as I am, when we're together, I do not have to hold the weight myself. I don't have to I don't have to do all the heavy lifting myself. Like I can let's like relax and let them hear and we can divine together. I'm like it was yeah it's so good, and they everybody contributes, like everybody. There is no like you can't contribute because no, we are a family, a collective, and at least 80% of y'all are operating in your spiritual gifts. So I'm going to need you to operate in your spiritual gift and trust yourself. all of my godchildren have to do self-love work. It is a requirement. They are required to have a self-love altar. You can't come work with me and not do self-love work. It's an absolute requirement. Heck, you can't date me unless you want to do self-love work, because trust me, I'm going to make you do it. You got to go to my website. It's the first thing you see. The first thing you see at the top of my website is self-love is an act of worship. And they all have to do it. They all must engage in self-love. They have to literally get to know themselves first, because then in the knowing of themselves, they can know how Orisha manifests through them. Then they can know. It's not about the initiation and the crowning. It is, yes, please. If you go to my website, I have a 15-minute consult. It's only $20, but then if you book, you get the $20 is just discounted off. And you can always, the chat on my website is also goes to my phone. So like if you chat me, unless I'm doing something like this live, I'll respond to you. But like they got to get to know themselves. They got to get to know themselves, and they're not required to be where everyone else is. They have to. They're meant to be where they are. They're meant to be where they are. But I challenge them to think differently, to use their words differently, to look at their world differently. One of my favorite sessions with them was listening to them redefine who God is to them, and all the various manifestations. The funniest thing was at least several people said God sounds like Morgan Freeman, which was completely hilarious. It didn't matter what God looked like. God could have been in a feminine vessel, but they all said God's voice was Morgan Freeman. And that was really funny to me. But it's the point, like everything. Some people said like they couldn't visualize God having lunch in a corporeal form. It's like they're sitting at a table and it's like the cosmos across from them. Like it was like that. And some people was like, I think the one woman, when she described God to me, I was like, is God a gay man to you? And she laughed and she said, I think God is. And I'm like, that is dope. I love that. Like, I absolutely love that. And nobody felt a way about their God vision being infringed upon by anybody else's. And their vision of the creator was so much aligned to who and how they see themselves. They were also willing to face the fact that for a lot of us, our relationship with the creator was not built in a way that allowed for love and oneness and communion with the creator, but wounds of judgment and not being seen other than for our faults. And so listening to them emote in that way, because I told them, like, I need you to feel safe and understand your creator is not going to sit there and smite you because you said you mad at God. That's just not what's going to happen. That's just not what's going to happen. So being able to be in that space, they get intuition homework. So, and that last week was so freaking cool because back to back, last week was my one-on-one week. So I try to keep everybody in the same week because I need to be able to do something else. So I try to give all my one-on-ones all in the same week. So the weekend wrap end of it, as you will tell, I used to work at the Magenta place. They all needed to do an intuition exercise. And it was the coolest thing to watch each one, especially one of them who had been working to feel her intuitive yes. It was something that she was working on, and she had been struggling. But then she described something to me that felt like it was her intuition, but she was not connecting the two together. So I gave her a pick a card on the fly, shuffled a couple of cards, picked one for her, and to not watch her nail it. Oh man, that was so cool. And all I did was tell her to believe in herself. I didn't give her the gift. The gift was already there. The only thing I did was don't question it. The first thing in your head, say it to me. And when she did, I'm like, girl, girl. Like it's been magic. And honestly, could not feel more honored that I get to do it. I couldn't feel more honored that I get to do it. Sunday, it wasn't just my ancestors in the room. Their ancestors were with me. And that was such a huge, like, okay, okay. That was so huge because if their Ori, if their ancestors did not give me the go ahead, did not give me the green light, they wouldn't be here. They would not be here. So I always make sure that, like, I pay homage and say, gratitude to them because they trusted me. They trusted me to take care of the one that they love. They trusted me to hold a candle to their child's candle and then teach them how to keep the flame lit on their own. And that's just not. And I was telling a friend, and I was like, sometimes, I'm constantly reminded to get out of my own way, constantly, even by my god kids. And that's the other thing. I am open to feedback from them. They regularly check me when I try to pretend like I'm a regular human and play small. Regularly check me when I try to play small. I do. I know y'all love me. Y'all be like, this is one little lock y'all keep tugging on trying to snatch it out. But I know y'all love me. And that's why I'm always receptive to it. Like for me, the way things had to happen is I needed to work at Pizza Hut. I needed to work there. I needed to work at Pizza Hut because I needed to know that I could lead. Because the first place, other than like school projects, that I ever truly led other people was Pizza Hut. I had to learn, I knew how to be nice. Being a waitress was easy. That was second nature. Second nature to be like, that was second nature. But to lead, oh, that was a challenge because I didn't see myself as one. I didn't see myself as a leader. And when she's like, I'm going to promote you to a shift leader, I'm like, who, me? You're only doing it so you don't have to give me employee of the month anymore. That was a running joke because they didn't give shift leaders and above employee of the month. And I got it 6 months in a row. So I was like, you're promoting me so you don't have to give me this, I want the $25. I want the $25. And so that was the first place I led. When I got to my last job, my corporate job, I felt comfortable leading. So it was nothing for me to say in an interview when they said, what is your, what do you want to do? I said, oh, eventually I want to be a manager. I don't know about director, but I definitely know I want to be a manager. I just don't know all your departments to know which department, but I'm definitely going to be a manager. And then she says, well, it's going to take you 2 years to learn the job. Did you say challenge? You sound like you said challenge. I feel like you challenged me. Challenge accepted. So I needed to lead on a larger scale. I needed to know that I could lead. She didn't know. I needed to know that lead leaders. Right. Somebody actually said something to that effect to me recently. Sorry, that was YouTube. YouTube reminded me that playing small is an insult to Olodumare. And someone else said that to me as well. Like, the creator created you in the fullness, and that's what you're meant to be, is the fullness of you. And here you go. Here's a little astrology lesson. So I'm a Cancer rising. It's my first house. Self. Your seventh house is across from your rising sign, which is the house of the other, or what you perceive to be other people, your perception of other people. So across from Cancer is always Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign of I manifest and I succeed. And your seventh house is also the area of your shadow. It is the part of it's your disowned self. It's the part of you that you struggle to resonate with. So my people who know me, who's either been in my life or has talked to me recently, can now see the manifestation of how my seventh house. And it's funny because if you were to read me, you would realize I don't feel unworthy. I also don't feel undeserving. I also don't feel like I lack skill. There is a fear of Capricorn success. That's the shadow that I'm working through. And there's also the learning to understand my leadership, which is by Aries 10th house, and I'm embracing it in its full Aries, like in its full wrath is the wrong word, but in its full potency. If you were to owning all of that, and I think sometimes I have like a maybe even like a Moses moments, but like who? You want me to do what? Like all jokes aside, the dream I woke up from this morning, there was something going on in the world, like something going on in the world wasn't good, wasn't a good thing, and for the record, I was watching the storm of the century, so I know part of the visuals came from that. But people were like going huddling up into shelters and things of that nature. But the very last scene of the dream, I'm trying to get looking to try to get something from out the house. But someone stops me. He says, "Don't go in there. It's not safe." He said, "What are you trying to look for? Your boogie bag?" I'm like, "Yeah." He didn't have that, but he was able to give me some pants because at the time I was wearing a skirt. And he's like, "Now you go and save the world." And that's when I woke up. And I'm like, "Bruh, come on, dog, don't do that." Like I woke up like, what? And I wrote the dream down. I wrote the sentence down. Go on and save the world. Do I feel like I'm saving the planet in like a Superman sense? No. Like, no. Because I'm Wonder Woman. Duh. Like, but I would be remiss if I didn't think that the ripple effect would not be pronounced because I've already heard them say it. I've had one person say she took like the numerology lesson that I gave and it changed how she communicated with her children and her spouse. Already. Like already. Like literally already. And anytime I can help them see themselves, glimpse themselves in a way where they can then turn around and do the same thing to others. Because I'm not meant to be everybody's godmother. I'm not meant to be everybody's mentor. I'm not meant to be everybody's teacher. But the ones that are to come to me, my hope is that they basically share it with somebody else. They don't have to do it like this. They could just be in their house with their family and like, hey, let's all do our life path numbers and sit at the table and do life path numbers and tell their kids like, hey, this is all the amazing things that you could possibly be in this world. These are all the amazing things. If I can sit with, like, if I can sit with, Ashe, like, sit with, honestly, if money didn't exist, I'd do it still. If I didn't need to pay rent, if I didn't need to feed them loud humans in the background, I would still do it. I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy being in spaces where I can. It's like I'm a healer, but I don't like you're not broken. Like I feel like I'm more of an illuminator versus a healer because you're not broken. Being broken is an illusion. You are always whole. You're not fragmented. You're always whole. So I feel like I'm an illuminator where I help you to illuminate what needs to truly be seen in the truth of yourself, and you reach so that you can reach your fullest potential. And I know that's a gift because I've been doing it in every job I've ever had. And the electric analogy, which me being Shango, is actually quite hilarious. Like, like the electric analogy is actually quite perfect. It's quite perfect. I know that I am meant to help people come into sacred union with themselves. And I also know with all the things that I'm doing for others, I, for myself, am allowing myself to be open to receive what my heart truly desires in this life. I haven't been, um, I haven't, let's just say I had not incarnated on earth in a while. And in this life, I'm really meant to experience the joy. Like that's what's supposed to be. I've already done the hard part. I'm in this life right now where I am in my journey is the joy part. Like no more bare minimums, no more scraps. It is joy. It is utmost joy is what I'm supposed to have in the way that I want to have it and with the people I want to have it with. That's what I'm supposed to experience. And I'm in love with the fact that with Ifa, I can be all of myself. Like, I don't have to, like, oh, you should look like this. No, I should look like me. I should look like me. There's a reason why I don't wear head wraps because it's not me. If I need to veil, if I need to cover my head, guess what? I got a white fitted hat. I got a big white hat. Like, I got hats. Yes. Oh, I shade. Like I love seeing Tess in session because Tess the one to be looking like Tess be looking at like I'm just waiting for it to show up in divination. I'm just waiting for it because Tess be dressing the part. I don't have to do the head wraps. I still play video games. Please understand, the moment I could get my laptop repaired, the way the Sims and I are going to be manifesting, because I'm gonna say it to y'all again. If you play The Sims and you're not using it for manifestation, I don't know what you're doing. You're literally God in The Sims. What? Manifest with The Sims. Manifest with The Sims. I have dated several people who look like the way I be drawing my husband. I need y'all to be manifesting with The Sims. Manifest with The Sims. Then thank me later. Just save have a separate save game. This is my manifestation with The Sims. Because you're supposed to visualize, right? What better way to visualize than with The Sims? Pick the house that you want, pick the biggest plot in the neighborhood. Y'all know how to do it. Y'all know how to do that. I cannot with getting everybody in the neighborhood pregnant. I did some really dark stuff when I was playing The Sims 2 and Sims 3. We won't talk about it because I like Sims 2 and Sims 3. I was on some other stuff. Like I was really like, what was going on in my life right there? But I don't have to like not play The Sims. I had a whole like every once in a while, you know what? I don't listen to it every day, but every once in a while I want to listen to some trap music. Every once in a while, I want to listen to some trap music. That's what I want to do. So I'll be in that mood. Sunday, I was cleaning, having the best concert ever. Like y'all missed out on a show. Like love song, it was Love Song Sunday. Sunday was R&B. It was art and boogie and lots of dancing and lots of singing and woo yeah, like all of the things happening on Sunday. Doesn't make me less spiritual. It doesn't make me less spiritual because this morning I was working out listening to like, some of the like rap affirmation songs are like kind of just depends on the mood that I'm in. The other day it was 90s grunge. I was in the car getting it. 90s grunge music. I am who I am completely. All my weird, like all my quirky idiosyncrasies, always. I looked in my mirror earlier and I was like, you know what? You was real fine. Mm-hmm. Somebody's son gonna be real happy because you real fine. He's real fine. I'm enjoying looking at you. I am enjoying looking at you. Occasionally I want to watch a little football. I'm still the girl that wanted to be the first female quarterback of the NFL. I don't want to be that now, but I am still her. I'm still her. I'm not in a competition with myself. When people say I'm in a competition with myself, no, I'm not. I am in awe of myself. When I look at, I don't go by D anymore. Like my name, like Dania is my actual name. Like it's not my like that's my birth name. And it has Ia in it. And so from an E5 perspective, it didn't make sense for me to drop it. It's got Ia in my name. Like that's not a coincidence. So I left it. But I used to go by D. And after a while I said, stop calling me D. And I'm not in competition with D. I am in awe of her because D endured much so that Dania could be. D endured much so that Dania could be. And there's no way I will ever be in competition with her. I am in awe of her. I admire her strength and resiliency in the face of all the things that, broke her heart. Here she is, and coming more and more in her full self. Oh, thanks. And I'm like, I be laughing like I made Aleke's. Oh, that's a good question. Somebody asked me about Aleke's on the period. So I had heard that too. And this is always my thing. Every lineage, thus the traditions in that lineage are different. This didn't come from my godmother for me. But when I heard it, I divined on it because I divine on everything. Like, you're just not going to give me some information and I'm going to take it and run with it. So when I heard it, I went and asked, like, should I not wear the Alekes of my masculine Orishas when I'm on my cycle? And it was like, no. And here's what's wild. That only applies to everyone but Ifa. I can wear that one all the time, but I can't be wearing Shango, Ogun, or Eshu on my cycle. No. So that's why I don't have them on now. But what's interesting is prior to that ever coming up, it was happening unconsciously because of the way that I wear my Ilekes. When I choose my Ilekes, they call. So it's not just I'm grabbing and it's intentional. There's intention behind it. I'm listening. Who needs to be worn today? Same thing goes with my dick. Who needs to be worn in this moment? Who needs to be worn in this moment? And I realized it was like, and I didn't know at that time I had not heard it. So it'd be like, Shango, no. And I'm like, you don't want me to wear you? I was feeling away. When I tell you I was feeling away about it, I was like, why you want me to wear you? Fine then, I'm not gonna wear you. And I didn't really, and then all of a sudden, like the end of the week or something, I'd be able to put it on. And I'm like, all right, bet. And then I heard that and realized every time it coincided with my cycle. I'm like, especially if it was for days. If I went days where I couldn't wear it, it's always my cycle. So like right now, no. I got on Yemoja and I got on Oshun. And on my wrist, I think Olokun is intersex. So I can wear Olokun all the time. It doesn't matter. But I got Nyami on, like I can't, but everybody else, yeah, y'all chill out over there. Y'all chill out over there. Nope. And like real talk, like our portal is so open during that time. Certain energy, it's probably a good thing for other people. It's probably less about us and more for how tapped into that energy we would be while on our cycle. Like I don't think anybody want no smoke from me. Like real talk, it's the same thing I say. Like I can't wear a bunch of red. I can wear a little bit, have it broke up. So right this minute, I only have one red t-shirt. That's it. And I really only wear it if Shango wants me to wear red. Other than that, I don't wear it. But if I come to a party, an event or something, and y'all catch me in like a full red dress with red bottom heels, leave. Leave. Don't even ask me no question. Either leave, throw something white on me, throw some water on me. But if I come anywhere, red all the way down, like it's probably not a good day. You should probably go. Because if I didn't take ahead of time that I have to wear it, like there's something going on and I need to have this on, just because I don't know what smoke I have, but somebody's gonna get it. Like that day, the hands are ready to eat for everybody. Like no, probably shouldn't probably shouldn't be a thing. So, and I feel that's probably the case when I wear, if I was to wear, oh no, oh no, like, like I can only imagine my mood. Like, and I'm pleasant. Like right now, I'm in a very good mood. I'm not a moody person on my cycle. But if you say something to me wrong, right? I'm not like, if you say something wrong to me, like you say something like wrong and on my cycle, I can pretty much manage it. But I feel like if I was wearing my Shango Aleges on my cycle and somebody said something off to me, I'm not sure that I bite my tongue, especially since Shango's working on my throat chakra. I'm not sure. Like, no, no, no. It would. I would have to immediately get something to pour on my head because I could immediately see myself like spontaneously combusting. Yes, beware the red. Yes, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm not wearing all red. If I have it on, just like leave. Just leave. Like somebody need to apologize. Like, why did she put? What did you do? Why is she dressed like that? Whoever did it, apologize. Whoever did it, apologize to her now. Apologize to her right now. It's not okay. Not okay. Right. Lady in red is dancing with me. Gen X is like really loud. Like, no. Like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Okay, y'all know how to do. I've been on here an hour and a half. I'm gonna give you like a good 20, 30 more minutes. So y'all been asking good questions. Like ask me another one. This has been fun. Ask me something good. And it don't have to be EFI or Risha related. Ask me something. Ask me about me. Like just ask me something. So this has been most enjoyable. This has been very, very, very enjoyable. You can say hi to Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is in the background hanging out. It's Harley Quinn. If y'all think something, it's Harley Quinn over here, and there's Diana Prince hanging out right here. You know, they're just hanging out in the background. Oh, wow, yay! Let me just say, I like it when someone say they really actually wanted to. Now I know you serious. I know you serious because you went on and book. Like, I think she only booked. I can't see because I'm not looking at my notifications, but I think she only booked a regular consultation. Um, so she'll be like that. Um, like just a little bit. She booked divination, I would be happy to say, hey, like if she booked a reading, like a divination with me, I would just be like, you go cry and I'm sorry. You go cry and I'm sorry in advance. I don't do it on purpose. I genuinely do not do it on purpose. It is a side effect. And I'm just aware of it. I'm just aware of it. It's a side effect. I don't know to tell anybody, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, sorry. Like, not my intention. Not my intention. Not my intention. Yes, 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 yes. And it's it's not even just the truth that you need. My intention when I do a divination, like if I was doing a divination for somebody, my intention is to not tell them something their spirit has not already tried to tell them, but they may not have heard it clearly. Like they may have already been getting the signs and already been getting the messages, but it was like pew, 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 pew. I don't hear it. Pew, or it's like this is chicken scratch. I can't read this. Like that's how it is. And then they get a divination from me, and then it's clear. Like I try not to speak in, spirit sometimes comes to me and it doesn't come through like parables. Even though I have caught myself speaking in Odu. And if someone's ever read one, um uh, like speaking it, I'll catch myself speaking in Odu. I don't do it on purpose, but it'll come out like I'm writing an Odu. And it's really weird because it won't come out when I'm doing an E5 divination. It'll come out when I'm channeling. And I'm like, Odu? Hi. Hi, sugar. Like, because it'll come out that way. But it's always what the person needs to know right there. Hi, greetings. Me and I sometimes go out and do readings, in the public. So one of the last times I did tarot readings at the apothecary. Hi, Jaheen. Really? Okay. Let mommy finish. Thank you. One. Huggies. Don't be jealous at y'all. Jaheen got the hug on y'all's behalf. But it was a February because I was doing love, and it was a couple. I was doing couples readings, and so the guy didn't want the reading. Okay, why can't I unlock my iPad? Oh, am I? Oh, there you go. Hi. The guy didn't want the reading. He did not want the reading. His girlfriend wanted the reading. And so I'm like, okay. But she convinced him. So I'm in the midst of doing a reading. And this is typically what happens when I'm doing tarot cards. Sometimes even when I'm doing E5 divination. When I'm doing tarot card, and all of a sudden I just move all the cards. I just move them. And I'm looking at him. I said, this is for you. And then I'm like, channeling. And I don't know what maternal ancestor came through, but it felt very maternal. And and I said something, and I think I called him by a name that I should not have known. Because when I did finally look up, his girl is looking at him and he is crying. I need y'all to understand this. This dude had, I would say at the shortest, he was 5'11", but I think it was every bit of 6 foot tall, linebacker built black man crying. And I'm just like, sorry. And and so I'm just like, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to. Like, I didn't mean to. It was so funny to me because he leaves and there's another brother working at the counter. And so the owner and the other young lady had already gotten readings from me. And they were like, yo, you should get a reading from D. And he's like, yeah. And so they hand him the box of tissue. You should take this with you. And he's like, why? And they're like, because she makes everybody cry. She said every single person that's left out of there has been in tears in the best possible way. And he's like, man, here you go, baby. Did you say I'm not going to make you cry? Put my hair back. Challenge accepted. Let's go. Let's get it. Come on. See, because I feel challenged. Like I don't go into like, but what you're not gonna do is act like I can't. Like this is where having a moon in a masculine sign and being a child of Shango comes through. Like, did you just challenge me? I feel like you challenged me. Like, oh, so you so special that I can't. Oh, okay, I got you. All right, I got you. Let's go. Come sit in Mama's chair. Come sit down in Mama's chair. Because I got you. And when I'm done, you make sure you tell them that I'm undefeated. You make sure you let them know I am undefeated to give you that box of tissue because you need it. Sure enough. And it was so quiet. It was like, and I'm like, yeah, right? You want tissue? Like y'all can't y'all can't. Don't fool around. Mm-mm. 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 Like absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't play around. Don't be challenging me. You lose. You lose. You lose. It's not. Like, are you all right? You all right? You okay? You like you good? You good? Okay. All right. So y'all got a good, at least a good hot 10 minutes before my cell phone battery die. So ask me something. Ask me something good. Ask me something real good. Give me something real good. Look. Ask me something real good. Yeah, surprise me. Ask me something good. Surprise me. Something I hadn't been asked before. It could be something that's been asked before, but I'm gonna see who can ask me something I've never been asked, and that's open for YouTube too. How did I know I was being called? Um, oh, you don't look. I hadn't heard. It's a different game from The Sims. No, I have not. You're gonna have to tell. You're gonna have to inbox me a link so I can go check it out. How did I know it's being called to E5? I'm gonna do a short version of this because I told the whole story earlier. But first, the first sign was 7 different Orishas showing up in one dream. That was the first sign. That's the first sign. First sign was 7 different Orishas. Seven in one dream. Like, hey, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. It's nice. Hi. But it wasn't official. Like, I knew they were around. So I had no doubt ever, and I had no desire to initiate, not initially. No desire, not at all. Not at all. Even with them calling and showing up as profoundly as they did, initiation was not on my radar. And I'll be honest, it was because the particular tradition that whose content I saw the most of didn't resonate with me. Like, I liked the way the content creators taught. I liked the way they talked about Orisha, but there were just certain aspects of their tradition that did not resonate with me in how they did the Orisha tradition. So I was like, no. And I just knew that if it was meant for me, the right elder would show up. And it was first, I was watching her radio show and I was completely enamored. And I mean, absolutely enamored, and not in a romantic way. I like was in love in the most platonic way possible with this individual. And then my cousin gifted me a reading. And it was so funny because she opens up in, before she even reads a thing, like she's, just talking. And she says, you're already living Ifa. You are literally already walking in Iwa Pele. And anybody in the tradition know that is such a high compliment to receive, especially as someone who was not in the tradition, for her to look at me and said, you are already living Ifa and you are already walking in your Iwa Pele. That was such a humongous compliment to receive. And the way that she told me how the Iyami were calling me and cheering me on and telling me to keep going and don't stop and don't give up and don't quit. And that I was like in this birthing process. And so she goes through the first few, and I was like, she didn't say it blatantly at first. And so then I said, and I knew the answer. I forgot I just needed her to hear it. I was like, am I supposed to initiate? And she said, I thought I told you, but hold on, wait. She said, I thought I said yes, but hold on. So she specifically asked, Divine that question. She said, not only going to initiate, you're going to be a priest. I don't know how to take, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're going to be a whole priest, a whole entire one. And I was like, oh. But even as she said it, I knew it was true. And she said, and you know what's true? I'm like, I do. There was there was no trepidation in my being. You know how when somebody says something like that's completely off, that's not it. No, I knew she was right. I absolutely knew that she was right. But what I love is she did not force. It's like, you're going to do this, or no, she didn't do that. She gave me homework to let me decide for myself. And she said, if when you're ready, you come back and I can help you. I was like, okay. So for if my godchildren are watching, she gave me a version of the head and heart alignment that y'all have. And I did that. And before the end of the week, I knew I was going to reach out to her. Before the end of the week, I knew I was going to reach out to her and tell her that I was ready. And so it was like, you got to be ready. If I'm with you, talking to you, and I sense any trepidation in your decision process, hold on, let me go get a power cable. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, TikTok. In YouTube, let me get my cord. Hold on, TikTok. I'm gonna plug y'all in. Oops. Plugged. There we go. Now I'm on my laptop. Hold on, YouTube. Mama's getting off the floor. There we go. Look, y'all get to sit in the bed. Yay, y'all should be much more comfortable in the bed. Boopy. There we go. Hi. And I gotta lean to the side. Don't catch me lean to the side because my phone needs to charge. But I did the assignment and it was like, yep, it's time. And I didn't think I was going to initiate when I did, but it kept coming up. Like, it was like, and I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh. So she lets me know when she was getting ready to do one. And what I said to Spirit was like, if you want me to do this, the money for it will come easily. Everything will line up easily if it's meant to be. We got our bonuses just in time at work. The weekend it fell on was the weekend the kids were with their dad. I had a car, so I drove. And it was funny because I initiated in September. And so, September's hurricane season. And a couple of years ago, it was real bad. Like the storms was real bad. So I want you to imagine driving from Georgia to Baltimore in hurricane season in the middle of a storm. So, yeah. And it was funny because I pulled over and I think I looked up and I'm like, Shango and Oya, y'all tested me? Like, for real? And it was wild because the way back it was such a 180. The way up, it was dark, it stormed, I was sleepy. I just need to imagine driving 10 hours with the sound of thunder and rain playing. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, I had to pull over several times because I was trying to fall asleep and that was not a good look. So I, got there, right, just like ready, like all I wanted to do. I got all manner of music going. I'm like, somebody please call and talk to me on the phone. So, and when I get there, I said, I have no expectation. I said, God, whatever is for my highest good, I am open to receive. And that was that. And the rest, as you say, is history. But I still, even after going through everything, walking around as Ianifa, that's really only been within the last year, this year, maybe the tail end of last year, but mostly this year. Like, it because it still was the mantle was still larger than I was willing to see myself as. Is the best way to describe it. The mantle was still larger than the way I was willing to see myself. I was still trying to rest in my perceived smallness instead of walking in my obvious largeness. It's the best way to describe it. So it wasn't until, people always assume you got to do these elaborate things sometimes as your EPO. And you know what Ifa started doing? Write a blog about something Ifa. And I'm like, what? Yeah, that's what I want. That's the EPO. Okay. You should go make a video about something related to your journey with Ifa. Okay. Alrighty then. And it just was like little stuff, like just all these little things. And then as I'm trying to, the mentorship program I had was going to be what it was. But then I'm like, this is something with E5 that needs to be added. And it's like, And then I think someone comes to me is like, I need you to take me because I want to the first time someone's like, I want you to be the person that initiates me. And I'm just like, what? What do you mean? Me? Why me? Like I was like so trying to ignore, like so much so. So much so. So much so. And here's the hilarity of it. I had a past life regression in the first lifetime that comes up is me as an Ianifa, or probably an Ialode. And I'm just like, all right. Like you just like, let's just open up with this so you can squash this whole you already know what you're doing. This is why it feels easy to you. This is why it comes natural to you because you done did this before. Oh, okay. All righty. If you say so. Thanks. So yeah, that's the, and it's not that Ifa is not the only one that called. Like, let's just say there's a couple others that call. Let me get this one where it doesn't feel like I'm juggling several. So I don't have to go and initiate in the other traditions. I'm just learning how to make space for the other energies that are supportive of me. And even in my prayers, like I have a prayer cycle that's for Ifa, but even in that, when I do that, I still make space to honor and give thanks to all of the energies in my spiritual court, even if I don't know everybody's name. Like, I don't have to. I'm aware, like, aware. It's like a treasure trove of individual, collective body energies that are walking, floating, supporting in me, around me in this journey. So I'll just say, thank you to all my Orishas, thank you to all the angels, thank you to all the fairies, thank you to all the Interu, thank you to all the Dwa. I just run through like, and all others known and unknown to me. I mean, heck, the first time I had a dream about Yeshua was after initiation. And I'm like, whoa, buddy. Hey, Jesus, why are you coming to me in a dream? This seems oddly out of place, but what's good? Hello. How you doing? What's cracking? Oh, the practicality of how spirit comes through has been most beneficial for me. Like it's not always the way it looks on TV. It's not as hard as some people look. And your practice is yours. I always tell my godchildren, I'm like, I'm not giving you a practice. I'm giving you the bones of one. You still have to give it life. You still have to give it blood. You still have to give it flesh. You still have to be the one that gives it life. My Ialode gave me the bones. She gave me the tools, and she gave me what I needed to know to learn to use the tools. But at the end of the day, the way it lives and breathes is mine. The way it lives and breathes in my home, in my practice, in my walk is mine. It's mine. I feel comfortable in my Ifa skin because it's my skin. It's not somebody else's. I don't always go into my altar room with this. I don't. There's no rigidness and no. It's not stale either. It's not stale. There are days where I want to pray in English. Like that's it. Like I'm not. I like. You know what? I kind of want to pray in English because there were content creators that shared prayers in English that I really enjoy. And sometimes I just want to go back there and do that. And it doesn't make them less powerful. The orikis that I have written in English, please know, I can't listen to them. I can't listen to myself reading an oriki I wrote for an orisha because I will leave the building. Chuck the deuces. Out. They are like highly effective because I wrote them from my heart. I wrote them from my heart. And I was probably channeling a little bit too. It's mine. I got a long prayer cycle in the Oriki book, but it didn't include Osain. And I was like, I'm writing him in. So I did. So he's included in my book. It didn't include the Iyami. Y'all got me messed up. Wrote them in. It didn't include Odu, the womb of creation. So I wrote her in. It didn't include the Ori of my parents. So I put that in there. So again, I got bones and I'm giving it flesh and I'm giving it life. It lives and breathes through me as me. And that way it feels good. It doesn't feel like me as growing up as an Israelite and keeping the high holy days and things like that. I did them, but I didn't connect with them. I'm connected to my walk and everything else that I do. I'm connected to it because it's me. I'm just doing with me. There we go. 44. In that I get to experience the creator in such a profound way. And I get I see it too, y'all. You want to hear me do oriki? You know what? If you send me a smiley face, I'll do one before I get off the live. I will do it. I'll do it before I get off. I'll make it how I close out. That's where you're on. I love that. I think it's what, like, honestly, for me, if you ask me what I'm supposed to do for the world, it's that. That's what I'm supposed to do for the world. For the world, if you ask me what I feel like my mission, my mantle in this world includes things like helping people embrace both their masculine and feminine, for them to release the societal standards that keep them small, and to help them realize that every time they look in the mirror, they get to look at the face of God, and to walk in that. And for them to embrace the many ways that relationship with the creator has called. I got big smiles. Okay. Big smiles. I want to make sure my phone is charging. Everything's plugged in. I can't tell if it's charging or not because I don't have no glasses on. I can't tell if it's charging or not. Glasses. Okay, it says it's charging. Okay, cool. It says it's charging. Okay, so because apparently my phone needs to charge, which means I can't hold the phone the whole time. I mean, I could, but it won't charge good. I mean, unless y'all turn your phone sideways. Y'all could turn your phone sideways because I'm about to be sideways. There we go. That way I can put the phone down. So if I'm sideways, y'all have to turn your phone sideways because that way I can lay the phone down and charge. So you have to turn it so that I look right side up to you. There we go. And not want to look like upside down. And I can somewhat read sideways. So I got a request on YouTube. YouTube sent me a request. YouTube made a song request. The Orisha DJ is in the house, and YouTube, I got a song request. And since it is one of my most favorite people that gives me all the smiles, I feel like it behooves me to honor their request. So now it's just a matter of which Orisha I'm singing. So and I'm trying not to leave now. I haven't sang a note, not one note. I haven't sang one note, and already I am like, I'm out. I've left. I'm leaving the building. Okay. All right. So to my favorite YouTube subscriber, which Orisha? You want me to do one of mine? How's Yemoja? What if I do Yemoja? Is Yemoja cool? I can do Yemoja. I'm just see who I can do by heart. Okay, so I can do Yemoja. I can do Yemoja, Oshun, and Oya by heart. Will that work? And I'll even do you. I'll give you like a mini prayer cycle. I'll do. So yeah, you want a mini prayer cycle? I can do that. I can do like a short version. Wait. You let him. Huh. Yep. I don't mind. I enjoy doing Oriki. So I'll do this. So I will do. Yeah, I'll do a mini prayer cycle. I'll do a real mini one. So I'll do a mini prayer cycle for you. So before I start, anybody that needs to go ground, if any of my God kids listening, cover your head. Unless you're in a position to take flight, cover your head. And anybody else that's prone to taking flight, cover your head. Because, yeah, like one of my superpowers is I will make you leave. So hold on. Let me sit up. Okay. All right. So here, y'all get a little sneak preview, especially since I'm not doing Soulful Saturdays right now. So other than my godchildren, I don't really get to sing Oriki for everybody else like that. So this is how I will close the live out, is a little a little song. You get a little song. Wait, hold on. I need to get one second. 1 second, because I already feel gone. I already feel gone, and I'm trying to not. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let me just keep myself somewhat planted on the earth. Okay. Y'all ready? Okay. Everybody's ready. Okay. So I'm going to do a very short, a small Ela issue morning prayer in the 3 Orishas. And that's where I'll stop. Okay. Already left. God dang it. Already left the building. All right. Ifaloloni, ifalo iola, ifalolo tunla peloe, orun milaloni jo marinu sadaye, ifaroa, elaroa, Bionde la fokun, koro muvo, Bionde ni, one run ujumo, Ifa joro mila, Biololoco, Kiovalio, Biololoto, Tiovalio, Biololote, Kiovalio, Moju, 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 Ashe, Ashe. I'm doing short issue. Issue. Okay. Issue dada. Issue long obrioko. Okuniorita jolanga longa lalu. Arin lanja lanja lalu. Ote ibi ija demole. Ija niotroba delife. Tofi de omo. Oro issue to koni. Eofidare lale. Issue ma shemio. Eshuma Shemio, Eshuma Shemio, Omo Elemila Nikolushe, Pado Subida, no Adosre Siwa Ashe, Asheo. Opieni Funoloru, Iba Udumare, Oba Jikimojiloni, Mowogu Merinaye, Iba Ilaoru. Iba iworu, ibariwa, ibogusu, ibo bae, ibarunoke, iba baba, iba ye, iba igungu, kiki gungu, iborinu, iba ipanmitiolun, ashe. Which one? Iba oshu sekese, lato juko wete wemo. Iba oshu nolodi, lato juko wete wemo. Iba oshu ribukole, lato juko wete wemo. Ye kari, ye jo. Ye opo sanreo, mbe ma ye, mbe loro ashe. All right. Ajalaru, funire ibayansan. Ajalarun, fumi alafia iba oya. Ajalarun, winnie, mbe my yansan. All right, one more. Let's close it out with mama. All right, this is the last one. Y'all good? TikTok, y'all good over there? Okay. It's the last one. Last one. Then I'll bring y'all back down to earth. Yeah, mojo loto. Yeah, me, yeah, moja ore, yeah, oh. Ibiti bogbo imole. Yeah, me, oh, yeah, moja kuya. Iyanla beale. Ashe. Oh. Now y'all come down to earth. Come down. Everybody come down to earth. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. Come down. I'm sorry. Come down to earth. Say something, tap on the screen to let me know that you're back in your body. Somebody say something so I know that you're back in your body. Come back. Come back. Okay. So you said it's time. Ashe. Ashe. You're here? Okay. All right. All right. All right, my dear. Are you okay? Come back into your body. Yeah. Where's Crystal? I don't see Crystal. Where's Crystal at? Crystal, you still in the live? Okay, I see you just liked it. Okay. All right. All right. It's my YouTube family. Y'all all right? Y'all good? Um yeah. You said you were dancing? Hey. Let me give y'all like a hug and try to bring y'all back down. So hold on, let's see if I can. All right. If you open the receiver, I'm gonna hug you so that you come back down. So that you can settle. So that you're in it. Feel yourself hugged. If you feel like you want to lay your head on my shoulder, it's right there. There you go. Lay your head on my shoulder. Lay your head on my shoulder. I got you. Hello, small human.
Hello, mommy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Bye.
That was nice. That was nice. That was very, 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 very nice. I like, honestly, I like, oh, thank you. I grew him myself. I was like, I grew him. He sprung from my person. Like, I'm always appreciative that he looked good. I grew him. I grew him myself. Oh, yeah. My god siblings say like, you sprung 4. I sprung 3. Apparently, there's at least, at minimum, 1 more coming. But I think there's more. At minimum, 1 more is coming. But somebody told me I should expect multiple. So I don't know. So yes. B. Thank y'all for saying hi to my kiddo. It means a lot. I like for them to be seen and to be acknowledged, especially having kids on the spectrum. Sometimes they're looked over because they don't always have the communication that other kids have. So when y'all acknowledge my kids and when other people acknowledge them, that means a lot to me as their mommy. It means a lot. Ashe. Both of mine are. Both of my sons are on the spectrum. 18 and 10. Ashe. Like he'll be 8. Oh my God. He will be 8 in December. He'll be 8. 8. Did I really do that 8 years ago? 8? Has it really been 8? Dude, I feel like I just stopped nursing the other one. I'm so He walked up on me the other day and he was way too close to my face. And I'm like, you need to simmer down, sir. You're way too close to my face. I don't know what you thought this height was about to be, but and I already know they're going to be taller than me. Like I've accepted it somewhat. They're both going to be taller than me. They're both going to be taller than me. The tall gene that I did not acquire, they got it. My dad is 6'5". The tall gene that I did not inherit in totality. This one walked up on me too close to my face and I started to kick him in the shin. So he'd be like, hey, mind your height, sir. You know, your mama got a Napoleon complex. I'm 6'3". 6'12" in my head. So if you're too close to my face, that means you trying to call me short, and I'm taking this as a personal attack. I'm taking it as a personal. I am 6'12" in my head. Y'all see me as 5'5", but in reality, I'm 6'12". Y'all just can't see, and that's why I have to wear heels. I have to wear heels so that y'all can perceive me closer to my real height. Yep. Bless you. So what do you say? You're welcome. He shows up every time. I mean, he shows up in general, but if I'm doing Oriki, Ella, and Eshu, he don't have to hear me. Just come out of nowhere. Perception is everything. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a 6'12" goddess. That's who I am. I'm a 6'12" goddess, and if you see me as shorter, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's why I like my partner to be taller than me. Yes, I'm 9 feet tall. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take the 9 feet tall. I'm receiving that like everyone. I don't care what it looks like when I walk beside you. I'm 9 feet tall officially. That's the official height. So y'all make sure y'all put the word out there that Dania is 9 feet tall. Yes, I'm bigger than my body gives me credit for. That's what it is. That's it right there. I am bigger than my body gives me credit for. Yes. I love it. Did y'all have fun? Did y'all enjoy my live today? Even if you didn't come at the beginning, did you enjoy my live today? In my Nicki Minaj voice, my Roman's Revenge voice. Did you enjoy my live today? Yay! Yay! I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I always appreciate the love. It always feels so good. It feels good. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. I guess I'm going to figure out what I'm doing for dinner. Maybe I'm making tacos. Taco sounds good. Maybe I'm making tacos. Make a little peppery tomato sauce. Might be doing the tacos. You're in traffic. I need you to make sure you're listening safely. Make sure you're listening safely. If y'all didn't already follow me, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I'm just playing. Yeah, these people look that I'm sitting here looking at this one right here. You sure? Yeah, what you want to eat?
A friend.
Friend? Okay. So I'm going to go and figure out what these small humans are going to eat, figure out what I'm going to eat, because sometimes, especially if you know people who have children on the spectrum, that is not always the same thing. So I'm figure out what they're going to eat, figure out what I'm going to eat. And then I have a date with, I'm either going to work on my waist beads or I'm going to work on these Oya Ilekes that I have to make. What? Wait. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Okay. Dude, when I say all my email notifications are coming in on my laptop all at the same time, yeah. Y'all have a beautiful evening. At least one of y'all I'll probably text in a little bit to bug you because, yeah, I'm just going to do that. So one of y'all I'll text in a little bit, and everyone else I will talk to y'all again soon. Hopefully I'll be live again soon. And y'all have a beautiful evening. Bye. There it goes. Yep, I'll text you in a few. There's that. If I can make my laptop
And
end, yes.
the end.